Good deal. Just kind of, I guess, basic question. Back and forth game in the second half down the stretch, and obviously they made the free throws at the end to get the win. But what did you kind of see in the last 2 or 3 minutes from your team?
Well, Drake had us right where they wanted us. They're playing a team that's undefeated, that's got a ranking by their name, and they were down 10, I think, in the second half, and they chipped away at it and found a way to make it a one-possession game with 3-4 minutes left in the game, and that's all you can ask for, and that's what happened. And then they made the plays down the stretch, and we didn't. We had a huge defensive rebound that we didn't come up with that I thought was a game changer when they scored. And then we just didn't execute on offense when we had a chance to tie the game. We didn't get a shot off. And like you said, Penn made some free throws, and he played very, very well. He controlled their offense and, had 19 points on 12 shots and 3 assists and took care of the basketball. And really, really did a good job of quarterbacking their team. And, the 3 perimeter guys, Calhoun and DeVries and Penn, really gave us fits. I thought Calhoun made some key shots, some big shots that really, really helped their team.
One more question.
Yeah, go ahead.
I have one more question, Coach. Obviously, I'm sure you're not pleased with Tolu only having 6 shots. What were they doing typical of other teams, just doubling him?
Yeah, I mean, they're typical. They're, heavy on him. And then they're also like not guarding some of our guys on the perimeter, and they just take that guy and stick him in the paint and just plug it up. And so rather than just having like a guy in help, they got more than one guy in help. And our passers, had a hard time deciding if they could throw it in there or not. And, from where I sit, I thought we had opportunities to throw it in there, but, they don't want to turn it over. And I understand that too. It's easy for me to say when I'm sitting on the sideline, but, I've got to do a better job of figure out different ways and get a little more creative of how we could get the ball, inside to him, and he can do what he does for us. But, hats off to Drake. They stuck with their game plan, and found a way to win.
Steph, Theo, whoever else, jump in there. Joel.
Yeah, Chris, kind of you hit on the turnovers there a little bit, but the shooting struggles have been there this season. But back-to-back games now, you guys have, I think it was 18 against Nichols, 17 turnovers today. I guess how frustrating is that for you?
Very, especially for a team that in Drake that doesn't press. They trapped obviously Tolu some in the post, but they're not out there trapping us in the half court or the full court or putting us under a whole lot of duress. It's more just, it always boils down to a pass and catch game. I mean, our game's passing and catching the ball, and certainly you got to score baskets. But when you play a team sport with one ball, you got to be able to take care of it. You got to be able to pass and catch it, and it's a lot more to it than people would probably think. And unfortunately for us, it's been a sore spot recently, and it's something that we emphasize each and every day in our practices, in our game planning, and trying to work on their fundamentals and be fundamentally sound as an individual basketball player and certainly as a team. But how they're guarding us, they're forcing some of them by the extra defenders being in the paint and making the passes into the paint a little more difficult than we would like.
And then Eric Reed had a nice stretch there, in the first half, getting some threes to fall. I guess, how important is it to, maybe get a guy like him going to knock those shots down a bit more consistently to maybe open things up a bit, for Tolu inside?
Yeah, I mean, the last 10 minutes of the first half, I thought, okay, here we go. Like, our offense was smoother. We were really sharing the ball. When the ball goes in the basket, it obviously solves a lot of problems because we struggled early again, and then we kind of got it going. And, we had that put back at the buzzer that gave us even more momentum that we couldn't stick in the goal. And but we had, some struggles finishing around the basket early in the game, especially. But we just got to be more consistent. You used the word, with all of our guys. I mean, 7 for 19, I would probably take that each and every game, to be honest with you. It wasn't like we didn't make threes, because we did. We didn't shoot it as well around the basket, in the painted area, in the charge circle. And we had some chances to have some key baskets there in the last few minutes, and we couldn't get it in the goal.
Coach, I know today's result notwithstanding, it's been a successful first, 12 games of this season. I guess so far, as you head into these 8 days before SEC play, what do you feel like you've learned about your team over this first 12 games of the year? And maybe what's some things over the next 8 days that you hope, your guys kind of learn or refocus in heading into SEC play?
I think guys like you that follow us, each and every game know we haven't been playing our best recently. And I do know that when that ball was tipped this afternoon, that our guys were ready. They were locked into the scout. They were energized. We struggled on offense, but our defense was really on point, especially early. It fell off as the game unfolded. And a lot of that's on me, a combination of me and some of the other players we have. And I just feel like I've been telling this to my staff, and I told the whole team this, that we've got to figure out a way to play more guys. We got to play more guys. It's what I'm used to, and it's required to play with the effort that we want to play with. And for whatever reason, I haven't been able to pull the trigger as much as I would like. And we've got to be able to do that. But, it's disappointing. We're 11-0, and we had a chance to, go through the first couple months of the season unscathed and, have a ranking next to your name, which is great for the fans. It doesn't move the needle that much in terms of end of the year kind of stuff, but, that'll all obviously go away and, we'll have to reset, we'll have to reset and really group and obviously go into the gauntlet of the SEC. And, each and every night is going to be some challenging games, but also some great opportunities for our team as we go forward.